Hey everyone, today is April 24th, 2025, and we're about to drive over the famous Brookfield floating bridge in Vermont. It was built in 1820 originally, and it was built because originally it was going over a lake that was too deep for bridge supports. They didn't have the technology to do it back in the 1800s. This is not the original bridge. They have rebuilt it many times as a historic conservation project. I believe this is like the 8th bridge. And the last bridge closed in 2007. So this one is the newest model of bridge. All right. Just got onto the road. I think it's going to be a one-way bridge only. I assumed when I was looking at it online and I saw a post about it, I assumed it was going to be like a yield sign on each side of it where you take turns back and forth, but maybe it's too long. Maybe they didn't think people would be able to handle that. So I'm thinking it's a one-way because I just drove by it about 5 minutes ago, but Maps is telling me to go around a big loop. So I'm assuming it's one way for that reason. It might not be. We're going to find out. Here it is. So originally the bridge wasn't even here. This is a different location that the historic preservation was put in. So speed limit now is 5 going across it. I just wonder how it's going to feel. And I'm also wondering, how does it feel for other people that are standing on the bridge when you drive across something like this? Lots of people here fishing. The fishing must be good. I've also seen people's videos of this place where the bridge is slightly underwater. I feel like it must have had something wrong with it at that point and they fixed it. Pretty interesting. It's barely moving. You can't even feel it. And looking back in the rear view mirrors, it barely made a ripple. It did make a little bit of a ripple in the water, so it's definitely floating, but we barely offset it, which is amazing. Is this guy gonna turn down here? Nope. So there's nothing saying it's a one-way, so I don't know why Google Maps told me to go all the way around when I was here about 5 minutes ago, but pretty cool. Interesting thing to see. Just thought I'd come visit it since I saw it about a week ago. I think it was like a Facebook post or something, and the picture I was seeing, it had a few inches of water on the deck, so I don't know how it's exactly floating, if whatever is keeping it up was partially punctured from a storm or what it might have been. Maybe it was slightly damaged in that picture, I'm not sure. Saw that house we just drove by to the left? I'd feel very unsafe without a guardrail against that house. And right here, this looks like it used to be a beaver swamp. They must have flooded it at some point for it to be looking like this. Probably about 5 years ago. Look at all the trees that grew back in that swamp. The beaver's favorite. If they ever move back there, they have plenty of building material. It's starting to look like spring. We got some flowers on the sides of the roads. All the grass is turning green. At my house, the grass is almost completely green, and I'm noticing the maple trees even have tiny leaves. The buds are opening. It's so weird. It's only April 24th, but last year we had a deep freeze May 26th, and at that point, the leaves weren't even starting to open like they are now. This year is like over a month ahead. I guess nature knows it's going to be an early spring if the trees are already starting to do that. Yeah, they even forecasted that this was going to be an early spring. Last year, spring was late. And I definitely understand the June 1st growing season because we had a deep freeze May 26th. But this year, I could probably start the garden right now and it might be okay, but I don't think I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to leave it go a few more weeks, and then we'll go from there. But we have a day coming up that's going to be 78 degrees. That's hotter than the summer average. We also have a night that's going to stay above 60, but we also got a handful of days that are like 35 degrees at night, so those are kind of close. So I'm not going to start my garden until all the nights are at least in the 40s. We'll let it go a few weeks, but I do think I'll probably start early. 2 years ago, I started the garden May 1st. Had to cover the plants a few times for a light frost, but everything lived. Spring is coming along nicely already. I like how Vermont has a lot of these dirt roads. They didn't pave very much in Vermont. And I just like the country feeling of that. I hate when they pave roads that I'm just used to being dirt. I like having a dirt driveway. Because asphalt's a lot of expensive maintenance when you live in a place that's very cold like this. But despite how everything looks, northern Maine still has 2 feet of snow on the ground. They always have snow into the beginning of May. That's normal for them. But we'll head back up there in the coming weeks, and I just love filming snow in May because most people don't see that and they find it unbelievable. It's pretty cool being up there that time of year. But I hope this video was interesting, everyone. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.